reach out and grab ya. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. You make me hot, you make me sigh. You make me laugh, you make me cry. Keep me burning for your love with the touch of a velvet glove. Abracadabra. I wanna reach out and grab ya. Abracadabra. 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 I wanna reach out and grab ya. Abracadabra. Abracadabra. I heat up, I can't cool down. You got me spinning around and round, round and round and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Every time.
Hello everybody, how you doing tonight? As you can see, joined by Overdrip tonight, and we're probably going to have a couple more people be hopping in through the night. I know one is watching the Kasa right now, so, and then after that I'll be in. That said, I hope everybody's having a great night, and I'll go through chat right away before I lose it, because it does get carried away sometimes. I saw Dave Lloyd was in here early. James Rivera, thank you for sharing, by the way. Let's see, who else is here? Al Ben, Lady Liberty, Nightbot, thank you very much, sir. Canadian Vapor, it's good to see you all. Yeah, and another mixing night. I do have a couple profiles tonight. One of them specifically was from my Discord. Some people were asking for a certain flavor, so that's one I'm going to work on tonight. And the other one was Lady Liberty asked for a tiramisu cheesecake. Only I asked her if she wanted it like with on the honeygram like I did the other day, so that you can almost play on the cookies and coffee. Dipping your cookie or cracker in coffee. But with just a little cheese.
Feel free to like make me feel worthless, but what exactly is tiramisu? I thought tiramisu was just like those lady fingers jammed in custard.
It's supposed to be like a coffee-like flavor.
Oh, there's coffee in it. Okay.
Yeah, there's coffee-like flavor in it.
But it is kind of like a puddingy kind of cheesecakey kind of.
Yeah, so it'll go really good with the cheesecake.
With lady fingers, right? Like,
right.
Is that
right?
Okay.
So that'll actually add to it with a honeygram mixed with it. That probably tastes almost like having a candy bar dipped in chocolate. Dipped in coffee. The smell of it is really good. I haven't used it yet. That actually has my first smell right there of that. So I'm going to do a play on that.
I hope it works out for you.
Yeah. And I'm trying it with just the tiramisu this time. And if it doesn't if it isn't strong enough on the coffee flavor for me or her, well, for her more than me, then I'll add some VSO espresso, because that's always my go-to anyway when it comes to coffee flavors. I prefer it. Yeah, because you can turn that one up, and it can take the heat and everything. You know how coffee flavors turn up the heat and you get burnt tar. So burnt tire.
Yeah, one actually coffee flavor that I've been kind of like jabbing with. I've tried it a few different times recently. Is coffee crisp from Wonder Flavors. I'm pretty sure
And
that's what it's called. It's either coffee crisp or crisp coffee.
And one of these days we'll have to try and get Swaggy in here to explain some of the flavors too, because he's doing it in chat right now. He does it a lot. So, I love that. The chair's here. Hey, Bill. I would love to see Bill fix this one mix. You know, have you ever done this before? I know I have too. Get a mix where it just went south, and you just keep trying to fix it. Keep trying to fix it because he made a big bottle of it, and he's like on the.
Oh, I've never tried that.
He's just.
If I make a big bottle of something and it's bad, I either force myself to finish it as punishment to not fuck up that bad again, or I just pitch it. And I'm like, God,
Bob,
why am I doing this to myself? Like, those are the two options that I have, really.
Yeah, it's tough. And I was looking at, I have another milk I was going to try, right? I do have a dairy milk. Is it dairy milk for whoever it is? I can't remember now. Is it Flavor Art or TFA?
Oh,
Can't
dude,
remember.
that one smells so bad.
Well, I've read the notes on it. It sounds like at best you get is caramel milk. It's like that's not going to work with the Fruity Pebbles. So no, because that's what we're doing Fruity Pebbles. Bless you.
Bless you.
That's what we're doing. The other one is Fruity Pebbles. So I went with the ones that are there. So yes, even though it's not technically out yet because we had the citrus soda drop last week instead, I went with the VSO milk because that's the best milk I know of. I couldn't help it. I tried. I looked through what I had and it's like nothing else is going to taste good.
No, I think
milk.
you're probably okay there.
I want milk.
I haven't tried it, but like, you know what's really weird about milk? Okay, I don't think that I've ever vaped anything that I was like, ooh, that's so good. I really like the milk. But there's stuff that has cream in it. So for me, like, I think that I'd probably be okay with like making a cereal vape with a cream.
Usually
like,
an ice cream or something.
Use like one-on-one, like cream milky undertones. Yeah. And then maybe like a subtle little like really creamy ice cream, just a touch of it, just to give it that dairy note. I don't know if I'd be chasing the milk flavor itself. You know what I mean?
See, that's
like,
that's why I'm doing. That's why I'm doing this.
Milk,
I am trying to do cereal milk here. I'm trying.
like,
I'm gonna see how this
cereal
works.
milk is mostly milk, right? Like you get barely any flavor of the actual cereal.
Yeah, and then I'm gonna have the cereal. I'm hoping it works out. This is gonna be a tough one. Like I said, this is probably version 1 of probably a 10 version recipe because it's gonna be a hard one to nail. If I get it even close on the first one, I'll be really happy with myself.
So what you're saying is like this is version 1 of what will look nothing like version 10 that will be close to what you want when you're at version 10.
Most likely,
right?
yes.
That's what
most likely. Now that
Okay.
said, knowing the milk from VSO pretty well, played with that quite a bit, and following closely with the notes, I think I might be close on the first vendors, and I'm hoping. But then again, we all know how that goes.
I hope so too.
Yeah. So this will be an interesting night. But those are the two that I got. And if anybody in chat has any more while we're mixing, I mean, I don't mind picking up a few extras. And if we can't get to them this week, we can always get to them next week. Because I do plan doing this weekly. I am also sorry about the time change from last week. But I had to work today, so I was no way around it. Wasn't home from work in time to go any earlier.
I'm sure people can understand. It's still before dinner time on the East Coast.
Yeah, I'd like to try and get it in at 1 o'clock though, because then we can get the UK can have a decent hour as well as US.
Yeah, but it's Saturday night. I mean, if they're not up at 10 o'clock at night, like, I'm sorry, but you need to just stay up a little bit later. Like, we're not asking you to stay up till like 1 in the morning. We're okay.
See, now, Bill, that does sound really good. We had a good talk about that the other day. And the condensed milk low, like you put it in that recipe. We did a weird recipe, like spin the wheel recipe on Wednesday's show. I was thinking when you said condensed milk, I'm thinking at the 4%. I tried the single flavor. It tastes a little buttermilky. But I remembered I also tried that at 2% and it wasn't. So, and he had it at like 0.75. That might actually work really well. I have a feeling that random recipe we put together might actually be decent and tasty. Might need a little sweetener though. That said, I did make the recipes here just as I was waiting for the show to start, so I could keep track of
I'm
chat a little
making
bit
mine
better.
currently. I'm honestly though, this is the thing for me. Like anybody that's not familiar, like I do mixing up every Tuesday night at 8 o'clock on KVTV's YouTube channel, and I basically roll in from work most of the time by like 7:30. Like I work fairly late, and lots of times I basically walk in the door, feed the dog, let him out, run him for 20 minutes, come
Yep.
back in, grab the food that I like created on the weekends and put in like takeout dishes in the freezer, microwave it real quick while I'm out with the dog, come back in, eat it, come upstairs, and I sit down like 2 minutes before the show, and then I
Or a
make
little
my
late.
recipe.
Or a little late
Yeah,
because you had
or
so
a
much.
little late sometimes. Yeah, yeah, or a little late sometimes, and I'll just make my recipe right there. And I always seem to do the best. I always find that I don't know, like, and this is what works for me. I appreciate that. And maybe it doesn't work for everyone,
Hey,
but for
Dean.
me, if I just have a profile, I can put together a recipe fairly quickly. For me, the hard part is coming up with the profile. So throughout the day, when I'm at work on a Tuesday, I'll think of the profile that I'm going to make, and then when I get home, I just put the recipe together, and it's simple to me to do
Yeah,
it that way.
the profile is the harder part usually.
Yes,
And
for me, that is the much harder part.
and thank you, Swaggy. Apparently, if you put AAFL in from now until midnight, you get 24% off the new Chris Switzer soda. So there you go.
Oh.
Yeah. So that said, we got the yeah, that Fruity Pebbles one too. I also tried the Rip Trippers version. Terrible. Got it in, so excited, tried it, terrible. So that's actually been one I've even before I started mixing, I was tempted to try this profile, and I just never got around to it. Just because I've always had that in the back of my mind that that was such a terrible mix, I need to make one better. I have a feeling this version tonight is going to be better than what that tasted like then. So, and I'm pretty sure what he used by looking at the notes. I have the flavor I think he used instead of the flavor I'm going to use. I have it. Not going to use it because it's got bad notes on it. I bought it before I knew. Yeah, sometimes that happens.
Hey, you know what? Not everybody. I'm sure that there's flavors I like that people hate, and I'm pretty sure that there's flavors that people love that I think are nasty. So you never know sometimes. Going off other people's notes is difficult. I mean, it
It
can give you
is.
like a base, but even look at how many different people will give reviews on flavors, right? On ELR. And some people will give something 5 stars, some people will give it 1 star, 2 stars, whatever it happens to be, just because everything is so different. And some people like it. Like they might love the fact that this blueberry is super candy when someone else is expecting it to be more of a fresh, and they're going to give it a worse rating.
It's like that with the bananas, the banana flavors. Most of them are candy, a little candy-ish, especially if you turn them up.
Yeah,
But
a
there
lot of
are a
them are
few out
runts for
there you
sure.
can make them. You can make them. Yeah, they taste like runts candy. A lot of them do.
Yeah.
But not everybody tastes that. Taste buds are different. They're subjective. Especially the people that are, not that long off of transitioning from cigarettes, or they really screwed up their taste buds bad. It's possible. They may never taste them again. Um, the chair's here. He was talking about that. That's possible why he can't taste certain flavors he wants to, because there's flavors he's chased and just couldn't get them, and that's unfortunate. Because when you really, yeah, Dave, Wendy's milkshake base is awesome. If you like a BK milkshake, like vanilla milkshake, her milkshake base is right spot on. Unfortunately, though, if you mix it the way she mixed it at 2%, it's spot on with the sweetness too, and I couldn't handle that. I did it, but I won't ever do it again for myself. It was too much.
What does she use? Like what is the
Oh,
components other than the sweetener?
give me a second and I can pull up most of it. I don't have the whole thing, but I can tell you what's in it. I just got to pull up my recipe for my milkshake kisses. Uh, it's really good. That's Wendy Vapes, by the way.
Yeah, no, I figured that's who it was. I know that she mixes.
They like the milkshake kisses, so that was really good. And that's just simple recipe using hers and just adding her base, and then adding the new peanut butter taffy for Wonder Flavors. So
Yeah,
it's
I gotta get that.
French vanilla thick from Wonder Flavors at 1.5. Marshmallow vanilla 101 at 1.5. Super sweet from Cap at 1 was the recipe I took it from. I would definitely drop that unless you're really into sweets. Vanilla bean ice cream from TPA at 3.5. Vanilla cream extra from Wonder Flavors at 1.2. And vanilla gelato Italian Wonder Flavors at 2.5. It's a lot of flavor, but it really has that thick feel. It's got that it feels like you should be sucking it through a straw, and it's not going to come through easy. It's actually really,
Yeah, no,
really
no, I
nice.
got you. That's my kind of milkshake.
She did an awesome job on that. Excellent job. Oh, Dave was trying to post it. Hold on just a second here. So I'm gonna.
Oh, it's called Crispy Coffee. That's the one I was talking about. Crispy Coffee from Wonder Flavors.
All right.
It's quite good.
So I'll try and keep an eye on it in chat too. If anybody wants any specific profile worked on, I know Addie will be joining us in a little bit. Always love mixing with Addie. It's always fun. Plus the bunny gets excited. She got so spoiled last week with Addie's being on so much. She got mad when he wasn't there when I was on, because it was funny. If you saw the look on her face when she wasn't on, when I went on live and he wasn't there, she got mad. Yeah, VSO cheesecake.
I'll get mad soon. I can't find this concentrate I'm looking for. Oh, there it is. I went through about 58 flavors, and there was 4 left, and I grabbed the one that I was looking for.
The last time I grabbed one, it was literally the last flavor. I think Bill did the same thing the other day. The very last flavor he grabbed was the one he was looking for.
It's the worst, man. I don't know why I have such poor luck when it comes to that. Very rarely do I ever just like reach in, grab the first one. It's like, oh, that's the one I'm looking for. Okay, do I have that out? I don't think so. Use that.
Kind of love that about the VSO cheesecake, by the way. It's one of those flavors, you know how you always missing a certain note in all the cheesecakes. It's just one thing missing. That one seems to cover all the notes perfectly.
Oh, like instead of mixing in like 3 cheesecake flavors to get the right flavor,
You can
kinda
get
use
it
one?
like with this cheesecake on graham. It works really well because it brings out the cheesecake flavor a little bit better. And with the Yes Sweet cheesecake, just the 2 of those together. And if you add more, you can add like the strawberry cheesecake and all those. But it just I don't know, highlights all the missing notes that kind of make it feel like a full cheesecake. I can't go without it since I got it. Swaggy is nice enough to re-up me on a bigger bottle of it last time, and I'm so happy about that. Like seriously, since I haven't been able to stop making cheesecakes myself. It's funny how that works too.
I love cheesecake babes, man.
And
This is
getting
good.
the
This
response
is
I got
good.
on Wendy's show for my cheesecake base made me so happy. I mean, I still look up to all these people, you know? I mean, seriously, somebody here was on a show the first time I ever made a mix.
Who's that? Oh wait, it's only me. I guess that was me.
Yes, it was.
Oh, okay, fair.
Do you remember that? I made that.
I remember
donut.
that. I remember you
I-
coming on. Yeah. I remember.
Made,
I want to say that it was like almost difficult to get you on. Like you were like, I don't know.
well, I was nervous because it was like right away. It's like I got the package. Everybody's like, get
here's
on the
thing,
next
dude.
show. It's like,
you ain't
oh
gonna
god.
get good unless you try, right? Isn't that the way things work?
I didn't even have a sweetener, nothing. I just had to do it from the cuff.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you did 3 concentrates,
3 or 4,
and
and
it
it
was
turned
like
out
3% or something like that. You made like a
I-
cherry fucking chocolate or something.
I made a caramel chocolate donut that actually tasted just like
Yeah, you said it tasted like something
like a
else.
Dunkin' Donuts chocolate donut, and so good, in fact, that she still to this day will not vape that flavor because it tastes too authentic to where she used to work.
Oh, see, I would think that that'd be awesome because be like, yo, all right, so here's the deal.
I
I
nailed
actually
the
kind of
first
like the way
one.
those donuts tasted like, and I don't have to think about Dunkin' Donuts other than the fact that I'm thinking about Tim made this and it's really good.
No, I nailed that
And
first
fuck
one like
Dunkin'
that, and
Donuts.
and
Like
I
that's
started
the
off
way
with,
that I would see it.
a chocolate, which most people shy away from, and I was like, let's go for it.
Yeah, I like chocolate vapes personally, but I just have like my own cheat code when it comes to chocolate. I feel. Okay, so I still need to grab a Zapola.
Well, now my cheat code is typically, VSO chocolate. Sorry, but then again, there's other ones like the chocolate mousse is really good too. So
Chocolate, what from VTA?
yeah,
Yeah, it's really good, dude. Fucking my favorite chocolate is 100% Glamour chocolate from
yes, I do have
Mullenberry.
that. No, I don't have that.
It's my favorite, but like, dude, even the one from One on One, the Scorbits, like Score, it's like chocolate toffee.
I can, Brent. Just give me just a second
It's
to fill
super
this up,
good.
and I'll put it in chat.
Anybody out there, back me up.
Uh,
All right. Now for the next hard part.
I just got to put the VG and PG in, and I'm all set. On the
Dude,
first mix.
you're way too prepared for me.
Well, let's just put it this way. I do a lot of mixing.
Yeah, I know, but like, I'm just looking for flavors, dude.
Well, I had
You have
these ones
probably
set
more
up.
flavors than me now, but
I just
still have,
broke
like,
over
400 flavors.
over 500 official ones, but I do also have the ones from Swaggy that aren't in ELR, which is even more confusing. So,
yeah, I think I have like just over.
and there's a
400.
couple. I have a couple DIY ones that there's no place in ELR for them either. I think they're from DIY and Die. I think they did, or from. It has to be something like that, like
Caramel.
that they made concentrates for certain things, like they made their own. Like I got the yam was one of them. There's a couple others too. The yam is pretty spot on yam, but I mean, I've made a couple things with it just to prove I could. But what do
I
you
don't know
really
if like
want
here's
yam?
the thing, right? I don't know if I really ever want to vape yam.
Well, that's just it. I can vape it, but I don't want to vape it. I get it, and it's like, yep, that tastes authentic. I'm good.
Yeah, like that's I think what it really comes down to for me. It's like, well, do I really want to vape that? It might be, they might have nailed it, but I just don't want to vape that.
Yep.
Come on, Flavor Art Box. Stop playing with me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking for Zapola. And of course, it's going to be like, I'm going to probably have touched it 4 times by the time I get
Oh
actually
that's how
find it.
works. That's how that works. You'll
So how it works for me.
and if you skip one thinking, oh, that's not the chances of that or nothing, then you're like, go back and you're like, I wonder if it's that one, and it is.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, that cake. I can't wait for that, Swaggy. A nondescript cake from VSO. That sounds like a winner to me.
You know what I want to know? I want to know when VSO is going to have a Canadian distributor. That's what I want to know.
A Canadian distributor? That's a good question.
Yeah.
It's harder because shipping up is the expensive part.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Guess what?
Oh,
If it costs a couple $100 for that person to get
That's
a
gone
big
public.
amount, then it's fine. Right?
oh. Got to edit that and go public with it. Oh, that is really, really nice. The tiramisu one. Tiramisu cheesecake on graham.
Oh my gosh.
That
I
is
can't find it. Do I have
delicious.
this out somewhere? No way.
I guarantee I'm going to
Just
get
fucking suck.
an order for more of this as soon as she tastes it. But I'll get this, and then I'll get that other one for you in chat for that donut. It turned out really, really good for a first. But here's the tiramisu one. It is that's tasty. That's off the shake tasty. That steeps a couple days or a week. Ooh. I might have to make some of that for myself. That's always a plus when you make something like I gotta make some more of that for myself because I made that for someone else. Let's see. Yeah,
Yoink.
I was gonna try it first, but okay.
No,
Donut.
you're not allowed.
No, she already tried. She already took it out of my hand. Oh, there it is. Chocolate caramel donut. But skip the caramel. The caramel's just one of the sweetener. Isn't that good?
Fuck you, you're not trying that.
She's not even gonna let me try it. I'm gonna have to make a second one.
Oh, you know what? Just gotta sleep sometime, Tim. Just gotta sleep sometime.
And here's that donut recipe. And it was fairly simple. Like I said, I didn't have a sweetener, so I used caramel as a sweetener. Caramel from Flavora at 1%, donuts from Flavora at 0.4%, frosting from Flavora at 1%, and milk chocolate from Flavora at 0.5%. It wasn't a really strong mix, but the flavors came through really nicely. And like no sweetener, so it wasn't that bad on my coils. Although I did get, I think, a little bit of the darkness from like the donut flavor, I think.
Call me crazy, but like I find that a lot of stuff that I mix never gets bad on coils ever. That's not like a humble brag. That's just like me saying like I just don't ever find that. And I'll always mix with sweetener. I don't even think that there's any mix that I'll do without putting at least some level of like super sweet in there.
I usually use 0.5% in most, because if I don't, and then someone will say they added sweetener to it, because I always say sweeten the taste. Try to put it in most of my notes to sweeten the taste, because it makes a difference. If you're used to a lot commercial juices, you're gonna want more sweetener anyway. But the only times I don't is if it's like there are some concentrates that have a lot of sweetness to themselves. Like I almost, in my opinion, for my own personal taste buds, when I ever use that sugar pie, the new sugar pie flavor, I don't need to add much sweetener if I've used any of that. To me, that kind of like gives me that sweet, but it's a burnt sweet, so you could add sweetener, I suppose. Depends on what you're looking for.
Well, this is the thing, right? Okay, so if I'm gonna add something that has like a certain level of sweet to it, guess what? I'm probably making something that's supposed to taste sweet.
Yep.
Right? So if you're like, oh, you know, this cinnamon sugar is gonna go in with whatever this pastry happens to be, guess what? A cinnamon sugar on a pastry is gonna be fucking sweet. So I'm gonna put in sweetener because just having it just sweet enough to say that there's some level of sweetness to me is not going to be the right amount of sweetness for that profile.
Yep.
Right. But I get it. You know, everybody likes different shit.
Yeah. I'll just start running. Allergies are fun, by the way, people. Yeah. My spring allergies are kicking in. How have you have allergies in the spring or no?
Me? No, I don't.
Lucky.
That's like the one place that I'm pretty blessed. Like I don't have any. I'm allergic to one thing, and I'm allergic to like the less effective penicillin replacement. So like instead of people that might be allergic to penicillin, I'm allergic to sulfa, which is like what they would give to people that are allergic to penicillin. Not because it's better than penicillin. So I guess I like lucked out there. But that's it. Like
flavor.
I think there's been a couple times in my life that I've had some level of allergic reaction, but not anything noteworthy and definitely nothing consistent.
Hey, I found that fairly quick. That's surprising. Now it's going to take me forever to find the fruit circles by Silverline.
You have to tell me if that's like incredibly lemony.
It's not supposed to be. That's why I'm using it. It's supposed to be.
Because I've never even
supposed
tried like a Fruit Loops vape because I always found them to taste just really lemony and like the really bad lemon, like the lemon that people say they don't like lemon. That kind of.
That was the TPA, which is what I used last time I tried to make anything similar to this, and that's the one I bought and didn't realize it was the bad one until after.
Got you.
So this is supposed to be the better one, which is why I got it. Now I just gotta find it amongst the flavors because, of course, I haven't alphabetized these. I need to get more shelving and proper like trays or something. With the explosion of flavors I've added, yeah.
I do everything by flavor house, but like what I need to do is put like
Yep.
dividers in the boxes for like fruits and then desserts instead of having to go through everything. So that just like cuts down everything that I have to go through by half. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I'll
that's what I'm-
eventually get there. Hopefully.
See, that's hard too sometimes lately, because if you notice lately, a lot of the flavor houses are going with mixed stuff, where it's kind of half and half of something, and that's the ones you're like, where do I put this? If I don't do it by alphabetized, which is why I'm thinking I'm just gonna go alphabetized, because it's easier. I gotta try that funnel cake too by Silverline.
0.6. You know what? That's actually pretty good. I like that concentrate. Funnel cake?
I got the new double watermelon in. So
Oh,
I
I've
gotta
never
see
tried
what that
that.
is. The
I actually have
SSA
to
one. The
make an
SSA one
order.
just came out. I just got all the new SSAs from Nom Noms.
Yeah, I don't have a single SSA flavor. I also need to just make an order of a bunch of flavors.
You know why I can't find it? Because I just ordered it and it was sitting on top of the desk because I actually left it out earlier because I saw it.
Oh, you haven't put it out or put it
Yes.
away properly yet?
No, I left it on the desk because I knew I was going to mix this tonight. Oops, sorry.
Oh, wait, there you go. See,
I left
past
it-
you was trying to
and
fuck you over now.
Yeah, past
It's
me
like,
did.
no,
I
no,
just looked through
Sam.
every one of the flavors. And I go, where is it? And I look down on my desk.
Like
go,
you
"Oh,
can't
it's
be
sitting-
prepared.
It's
I
sitting
will
right
make you
there.
look for it.
It's sitting right there.
Oh, how?
Milk. That's the other thing. Swaggy's maple. And that was it.
Dude,
This is
I'd
gonna be
love
a
to
simple
make
recipe.
like a legit like maple frosting. You know what I mean? Like the ones that you get on a donut.
You could probably get pretty close to vanilla cream extra and just Swaggy's maple. Or Loran's icing.
Lorraine's cream cheese icing.
Yeah, cream cheese icing might give you that glazed like feel.
It might. Even powdered sugar.
Yep, that would
Powdered
work
sugar
too.
with like a nice maple might work.
1-on-1 powdered sugar. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
There's not that many good maples though. Like really good maples. There's a couple, but a lot of them don't necessarily taste like maple syrup. Or like maybe they're like closer to maple syrup than they are to like a maple flavor.
A lot of them taste more like the fake maple syrups, you know, like Aunt Jemima's
Yeah.
or something like that. Not the actual maple syrup. That's
Not
what I
like
like about
real-
Swaggies. It tastes
yes.
like real maple syrup, so it's like that's the flavor I'm shooting for. I don't want the fake stuff. I grew up with the real stuff. I can't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to eventually like order some stuff again from VSO now with all these dessert flavors. Maybe the next
24.
time I'm gonna try to go to America in like June.
Yep.
Maybe I'll just like order a fuck ton, so I don't have to like worry about paying like $60 for shipping or something.
There we go.
Shipping rates to Canada sometimes suck.
Oh, they do. Zippy and I have talked
Just
about
from
this a lot.
websites. I think that's the thing, and I think that a lot of people don't understand the ways around it. Because like even some people, they've sent me things in the past, like friends, and they send it priority. They're like, "Oh man, its shipping was expensive." I'm like, first of all, why'd you send it priority? It's not going to get to me any faster.
Nope, that
Second
happens
of all,
a lot.
like, it's too expensive. Why would you send it priority? Just send it first class. It's still trackable. I don't know.
Yeah, priority does not get faster in a lot of cases. Sometimes it even slows it down. I've had that happen before, where some things came in slower on priority than I normally got them on whenever I ordered them under normal mail. So really,
Well, first class, you mean?
yeah, first class mail. First class mail, yeah. Hoping this.
So how
turns
about the
out.
lowest? See, like in Canada, I'll do the same thing, and like I'll upgrade people's shipping in Canada sometimes, like depending if I know them or whatever, and they order, I'll like upgrade their shipping because if they ordered like 4 bottles of liquid, it costs me like 75 cents more to like upgrade it to like expedited,
Mhm.
which is like that next level up from tracked. So it'd be like priority in America. And dude, that's what's 75 cents. Like I'm
Nice.
already paying for more than half their shipping anyways. You know what I mean?
Yes,
So like
yeah.
what's the difference if I spend another 75 cents? But then other times I'll be like, yeah, I already know that this is gonna take too long. So like if it's like somewhere in like Manitoba or somewhere like west of here, I know that it's gonna fuck up.
Yeah, Swaggy was saying something about first class and priority or weight based, and sometimes you don't have a choice. So that's true too. I mean, depends on the way it's what you have and what you're shipping. Sometimes you can get. I mean, the boxes aren't as cheap as they used to be. They even the
Well, no, here's the difference though.
flat rate
I
shipping
think that
boxes.
if you okay, so you can't use a flat rate shipping box because the minute you put it in a flat rate shipping box, I don't think that you can even send it. It has to go priority. But if you put it in like a brown box and then you pay for it, I think that you can still do first class. I don't know if that's weight rated. I mean, I could be wrong because like I don't do it every day, but because I've bought stuff from the States and I remember so like Stand Site, for example, right?
Yep.
I used to buy like a good some like larger amounts of things from him because I would like order for like me and a friend. So I'd get like 2 Dreamers and like a couple other RDAs or whatever else, and it would end up being, you know, like over a pound of stuff, and it would come in like a box. It would be like the size of a shoebox, and it would come and it would cost like $10.50 to ship.
Now, if you,
Or
anybody needs to know,
$15.50 to ship.
if anybody needs to know exactly what it costs to ship a layer cake, I'm sure Overdrip can help you out here.
Yeah, dude, that's like the minimum. That'd be like $10.25. But yeah, like the whole like if it fits, it ships and all that stuff, it doesn't apply to international shipping.
Ah,
So like the minute you put it in like a flat rate box, I think that sometimes like they just give you the only option is to do priority. All right, I
Yeah,
wonder
it's,
what this is gonna taste like. I really have high hopes for this.
yep. I'm hoping myself. The smells good. That's actually making me really feel positive about this, for being a simple mix. But I didn't want to overdo it with anything either, you know, because it's so easy to overthink it. You guys brought that up not long ago on mixing it up about the overthinking it thing and overdoing it and over developing your flavors.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's the hardest thing not to do. The more you get into it, the more you want to throw more at it. And it's like, should I though? Maybe I should start simple and then work my way up and see if I want to go that way.
well, I think that like I might have went over the top with like a couple things here, but we'll see. After I
pretty
knuckle it,
simple with this
I'll
one.
say what it is.
I just can't get over the amount you need of the fruit circles. It's, I mean,
Well,
both
it's a
of them.
silver line.
Yeah, but even the TPA one, that's supposed to be minimum of 5% too. It's like, oh, so we'll see. And leaving myself a lot of room to shake this one. So, and what Bob make? Apple, toffee, custard. Oh yes, yes please. Yeah, Bob, are you using the VSO, or are you using? I don't know. That's a tough one. Depends if you want that vanilla note. I don't know. I like it. I like things I can bend any way I want, and that's my favorite part of the VSO custard now. It doesn't have a heavy vanilla note. You can do whatever you want with that. You can create the flavor without having to fight a note.
All right.
That's true, Dave. Dude, that's good. That's really good. And
I'm
that's
not like hating mine that much. Like right now, it's
the only
the
problem I
nut,
have
like the
is
knuckle. It's a bit extreme. Maybe it's like it might be a little too sweet or something, but I'm not. I'm not gonna say for sure that it is.
I'll go ahead and publicize this one too because that's if it's not it. We'll see what happens after. I can taste a little bit of that off note because I know the one thing in it has to steep, but I'm impressed with that. That actually is pretty good fruity pebble flavor. Getting better at this.
What mixing?
Yes, always. It's fun. The only problem is I'm going over root beer, so I got to get this dry first because it isn't going to cover root beer very well. Okay, I'll copy this and put this in chat for you guys if you want to look at it. And we have fruity pebblerized. That way they wouldn't plagiarize, so it's pebblerized instead of pebbles. Breakfast cereals FA at 1%. Fruit Circles Silver Line Cap at 7%. Milk VSO at 3%. And Super Sweet from Cap at 0.5%. And honestly, off the knuckle, that even gave me that little bit of that bite that you get from the first bite of like Fruity Pebbles. It's there. So I'm hoping it vapes as good as it tastes that knuckle. If it's that simple to make, I'm good with it.
It's like, oh, it's that easy to just make really good flavors.
I almost like
Okay.
split it up with the two different fruit circles and did all kinds of weird stuff. And it's like, but that could give me a weird note too. I'll just keep it simple and try it first. It might not.
Well, here's the
actually-
thing: if you start mixing in too many things, then it's harder to find out what's the part
What's
that's
the-
making it weird.
Exactly. Kind of like Bill did with that mix I was talking about.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you just have to build it, and
Yeah,
you don't build the foundation, the walls, and the roof all in one day, right? You got to build it all separately. So sometimes it's good to go that route.
Well, that's what it is. He's used flavors he's used before in different combinations, but he's never used the combinations together. So you can't quite figure out what it is because it's something to do with the combinations. It's not the flavors he's got in there because he likes them all. It's something that he can't figure out isn't working right. Like maybe the two of the strawberries and creams or something like that aren't working, or the creams aren't working together. Something's going off. So it's probably like too much of a certain chemical note coming forward in between a couple of them.
All right, so I'm thinking this is all right, and I already shared it, but I'll just mention what I made. So, I made like a blueberry cinnamon donut. Is what I was going for, and the blueberry component that I used, I went with blueberry from Mullenberry at 3%, blueberry jam from Wonder Flavors at 1%. This is the thing that I'm not 100% sure if I needed it, and I might change it. I'm not sure, but I put in brown sugar from TPA at 0.75%, churro from One on One at 1.5%, yellow cake from Jungle Flavors at 1.25%, Zapola from Flavor Art at 2%, and 0.5% of super sweet. And it's plenty sweet. It's not like sickly sweet at all. It's like, well, like I was mentioning before, like for this style of thing, I would expect it to be sweet, and so it's sweet. It's almost like a blueberry filled spiced donut. You know, like those ones you get that are like apple filling, and it has like the
Yep.
cinnamon sugar. It's like a regular kind of filled donut, but it's cinnamon sugar on the outside.
Yep.
It's kind of like giving me that vibe, but just with blueberry on the inside.
That sounds really good.
Yeah, it tastes pretty good.
I didn't notice this week because I haven't been able to watch ELR as close as I did the week before. But Bob put out some serious recipes last week. I know Dave was working a lot of recipes last week. I mean, his picture of his little, what do you call it, steeping section is pretty good size. But yeah. Good. I'm glad you liked it, Dave.
Strawberry shortcake. You know what? Like, it's funny that Tim was mentioning this before, but there's like certain flavors that I struggle with, and like they never taste the way that I want them to, because I haven't really found the concentrate that tastes the way that I think it should. And strawberry is one of them. I've made strawberry recipes that I enjoy and I think are good, but they're never exactly what I'd want a strawberry to be. But I've never found them, and I have like probably, I don't know, I have over 10 just strawberry flavors, and I don't think that any of them are really getting to that spot.
That's the thing, is it depends on what strawberry you're looking for. The new Jungle Flavors Ultimate Strawberry. That's a really good, nice ripe strawberry. I just got in all the new SSAs, so I got the premium strawberry. I've got the the new ripe type strawberry and sweet type. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of strawberries in that one. And Wonder
Oh,
Flavors
dude,
just
there's
came
so
out with
many,
those
but
candy
like this is the
strawberries.
thing, right? I don't even know what kind of strawberry I want, Tim. That's the problem. Because other ones taste fine. Like they're not bad. I don't dislike them, but they're not what I want for some reason.
It's like Swaggy's Raw versus. I mean, supposedly it's the same, but it's not steeped out the same and all that. The Raw gives me a totally different strawberry than the other, and that's just it. Just even when after it's done steeping out, percentage wise, it still gives me a different flavor. It's almost like a more of a jammy almost type strawberry, slightly jammy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
yeah,
that's what I'm
Bob,
looking
that sounds
for.
really good. The Jungle Flavors Ultimate Strawberry, VSO Strawberry, bring out those brighter notes. That would probably
Okay, well, I have the VSO strawberry, but I don't have the
Ultimate
Jungle
just came
Flavors
out.
Ultimate. Oh, it just came out. Okay.
Yeah, not long ago. Tam sent it to me. She
Yeah,
said
I
I
don't
had to
have
try
that.
it. She said I had to
I
try
have very
it.
few Jungle flavors actually.
Me too.
I probably have like maybe 10.
The ones I do have are either from Lumi, Tam, or Lumi, Tam, or John. Overdrip. Not Overdrip. Yeah, Overdrip. Light Bear. Is there? Because I never actually picked up any of the Jungle Flavors.
I think that I honestly like the ones that I use the most are yellow cake, honey peach.
Yeah, the yellow cake actually. That's like you can have
I don't
the
even remember
flavor
what
less
other
yellow
ones.
cake if you want a little bit more of a dry and not so oily cake. But if you need that oily note to make it the way you want it, you add the Jungle Flavors. Otherwise, they're very similar. Just you get more of an oily note off the Jungle Flavors.
I find
Like-
that it's like not as bad on your coils either as like the cap one.
Yeah, I don't have the cap, but I've heard that it's pretty harsh on the coils.
Yeah, the taste is it doesn't taste bad, but you also have to mix it at a higher percentage.
And now we're gonna have the VSO cake coming out. Now that's gonna be interesting to see. So
Yeah,
I'm
I think
really,
that I'm
really
ultimately
interested.
just gonna have to like spend like a couple $100 at VSO in June. That's what I'm gonna have to do, May or June, whenever I go to America. I'll start saving now, and then I'll have to make sure that I catch a coupon code.
guys, if you're looking for Fruity Pebbles, you might actually have it here. This is pretty damn good. Wouldn't have been able to pull it off without Swaggy's milk, though. You're going to have it. So as soon as that milk drops, you grab it. I don't know of another milk that would do it. Night meter. Oh. No, it's even got that weird, like, that's what I was worried about, is the difference between the Fruit Loops and Fruity Pebbles. You get a little more of that cereal note to it. Like that's why I added the breakfast cereal from Flavor Art. And it worked really well. I don't know why that is flashing. Shouldn't be. Probably a loose wire.
Oh, a little bit of water. Go back to this. See if it still tastes right.
Oh,
I find that sometimes my mouth gets just dry enough that like I pick up enough flavor that I'm like, oh, this tastes pretty good. And then once you get like fully like saturated mouth again, you're like, oh, now I'm picking up a bit of weirdness.
yeah. Neon was asking for this in chat the other day, in the Discord. So yeah, here you go, Neon. This Fruity Pebblerize it's good. I don't even know what I could do to that to make it even better.
Well, first of all, you can let it steep for a couple days.
Yeah,
And then you might be
the
able to
breakfast
decide.
cereal. I might have to up that breakfast cereal in it as it steeps. If it's well, adjust it. If it's a grower, I'll have to drop it. But if it's I don't know,
If
it's
it's a
about right
shower,
now.
then you're good.
Yeah, we'll see. But right off the shake, that's really good. Yeah, cereal 27 would do very similar to that breakfast cereal. I don't have the cereal 27 though, but I had the breakfast cereals. Hadn't chased too many cereals.
Honestly, I don't think that I've never chased a cereal.
Oh, it's sad. My first attempt tastes 100,000 times better than the Rip Trippers version. Sorry, bro, but yeah, no. I did not like your version.
Well, to be fair to Rip Trippers, though, I mean, he probably put that out like years
Oh,
ago.
that's yeah. Some of these flavorings weren't around probably then. Oh, the milk wasn't for sure. So you would have had to deal with whatever milk flavor you had, and I know most of the milk flavors have an off, like that. The one I do have, it has like a caramel note at best, and that's if someone likes it. So if Swaggy hadn't come out of that milk, I don't think I would have succeeded tonight.
I think that so many milk flavorings kind of have like almost a spoiled milk note.
Yes, yeah, like a chemical, like something off note.
Yeah. Or like the kind of milk that you'd get. You know how you can get milk in like Tetra Packs? And at the grocery store, they're just like on the shelf. They're not even refrigerated. You ever seen those? Do you get those? No?
Those what? I was reading
It's like
chat.
milk that comes in a Tetra Pack, like a
No.
juice box style.
Oh yes, yes. The ones that have
And
no,
it's like,
they don't have to be refrigerated that scare me. Yes.
no, not until they're opened. When they're
Yeah.
opened, yes, but not until they're opened. They're like ketchup.
We have some. I can use them. I can use them like if I have to in a coffee. If we have some around just in case emergency. But other than that, and either that or cooking, like I could use it for the box mashed potatoes or something. But beyond that, you won't see me drinking that stuff. It's not right.
Dude, who the fuck eats box mashed potatoes, dude? Mashed potatoes? You don't get those from a box, homie. You gotta fucking peel those and boil them and then mash them.
I agree.
Come
Most of
on.
the time, we do. But once in a while,
Oh no.
when we're
no,
really
no.
lazy and I want mashed potatoes quick, it's a quick, easy option.
Dude, I remember going to like people's houses like as a kid, and like my mom, she was a solid cook. Like she wasn't the most creative, but she was like a solid cook. So like the things that she made, she did well. And if my mom made like scalloped potatoes, I would love them. They're good. But then you go to somebody else's house and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have like ham and scalloped potatoes and like
And they had the box
a
like hard
vegetable, and
chips
it'll
that
be,
they
it'll be,
rehydrate.
like
Yeah.
Betty Crocker fucking scalloped potatoes, and you're like, what are those? It's like, oh, scalloped potatoes, man, they're so good. And then I'd just be eating them. I'd be like, this is how people live. Oh my god. Like, do you have any idea what scalloped potatoes are supposed to taste like? Obviously not, because these are fucking terrible. But you'd be like, oh, thank you, Mrs. Smith. Dinner was wonderful. Like, because I was raised right. But I would still think those thoughts.
Yeah, you guys. Do you really count though? Because you sometimes get your milk in a bag.
Well, in Ontario, we do.
Nah, I actually, I thought that was a myth for the longest time. Actually,
No,
you and I
it's
were
real.
talking when we first got to know each other. I was like, I thought that was a myth. I didn't think you really got it in a bag.
Well, I think that it is more of an Ontario thing, but definitely everywhere in Ontario you can go. You can get milk in a jug, or like in a carton.
Yep.
But if you can also get it in a bag, so you'll get like 1.3 liter bags. So you basically get 4 liters of milk in a bag, which is like just over a gallon.
Oh yeah, Dave. If you haven't tried the pumpkin fudge, don't give up on fudge. Oh, that is so good.
Pumpkin fudge?
Mm.
What?
Yeah, Swaggy has a pumpkin fudge. It's freaking delicious. Think of like have you ever had a peanut butter fudge? A nice creamy peanut butter fudge?
Oh,
Just
Quebec
kinda-
has bag milk as well. Oh, okay. Yes, dude. I've had many types of fudge. They're all
Well,
very good.
it's like that nice creamy fudge, but it's got a pumpkin note to it. but it's a nice. It's well, I haven't even tried it, but the way it's described, you know how MTurk has that pumpkin flavor he has now,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Is it called
pumpkin
as
AF,
fuck?
pumpkin
Yeah,
AF
yeah.
or something like that. Yeah, yeah. The way that's described is kind of how I, well, it has been described. Whether or not it is, I haven't tried it, but that's the way I think of Swaggy's pumpkin pie. Swaggy's pumpkin is that nice creamy pumpkin you'd put into like a pumpkin pie or something like that. It's just really good, and in that fudge, it works. That is
Cassie,
really
I
good.
just want to let you know that I was not calling you out there, okay? But thank you for the explanation. I would like was legit not calling you out. I was just saying like that's, in my opinion, that's tough. That's tough.
She does have a point there. It's a lot of the reasons why we do sometimes the quick, easy way to mix stuff.
Oh yeah,
Because
no, fair
usually
enough.
I might.
You know, like
Uh,
there's been times in my life that I would just pop a couple of like pizza pops in the oven and I eat them, and that's lazy. But like I sometimes you got to do that.
I mean, it does sound weird, the pumpkin fudge, but it's worth a try. It's good.
No, dude, pumpkin fudge, because if it's pumpkin spice, that sounds good.
It's not super spicy, but it's got a hint.
But
of
you
it.
know what I mean, though? Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that kind of a pumpkin. If it was like pumpkin pie filling,
No, no.
then a no, I would not be interested. But if it's like that pumpkiny spices in pumpkin, that sounds much
But
better.
a lighter pumpkin spice. So it's not like so doesn't darken up your fudge. It's tasty. Yeah,
I'm into the
I do
taste.
like it, and I wasn't sure if I was gonna like it either when I first tried it. I was like pumpkin fudge. I like the idea of fudge, but pumpkin. And I tried it. I was like, okay, yeah, I like that pumpkin fudge.
Yeah, you know what? I just like fudge. I remember going to like, you go to like
Yeah, that's what I
your
thought you
fair,
meant.
like a close by town fair or whatever, like their fall fair or whatever it happened to be. And they'd have those stands that just had like, it'd be all they'd make is fudge, and there'd be like 50 different flavors of fudge.
We
I
got
would just, like,
the
just
guy
go
right up the
crazy.
road here has all the trucks that goes to the fair, like for the
Oh, really?
fried dough and all those carts and everything. He's got all the things up here at his house. He takes them to the fairs when they go down, and he has people run them.
Hey, he knows what's up,
Lives
man.
like half a mile, if that, up the road. So
I'd be finding the guy that had the fucking like the tiny donuts and just be like, "Yo, let's get this going." How
He
long?
does-
How
he
long
does
do I
the
have to
pretzels.
give you a heads up for?
does the pretzels that are made right there, the big old pretzels.
Oh, soft pretzels. Those are
yeah,
good, man.
those are good.
I haven't had. Oh, I haven't had.
I
One of
can't
those in
have
fucking
those anymore,
forever, dude.
really. So it's like
Why?
I could have a piece. Diabetes.
What are they all filled with sugar?
Oh, there's a lot of carbs in a so I can have a pieces of it, but I can't have like a whole pretzel. It'd take me like a week to eat it.
Oh, okay.
No, this is. Oh,
I haven't had one in forever, so
I'm really happy with this, and this one's the one I didn't expect to be happy with. Ah, speaking of, that's just telling me I gotta take some metformin here in a little while.
oh,
But no, it's
I was like, is that a weird phone?
no, it's a med reminder. So, oh my god, that is really good. All right. So officially, I think tonight was a very successful night as far as this. If anybody is chasing anything and they are in the Discord, the Break the Stigma of the Unity Discord, put stuff in the chats and let us know what you might want to mix, because actually this turned out really good this week. It was kind of like a white whale for me. It was one I wanted to tackle but was afraid to, kind of. So it made me just go for
I
it.
feel that. And then see, that's the beautiful thing about going off other people's suggestions or profiles, because sometimes you will mix something that you would not normally have mixed, and you end up enjoying it.
Yeah. And
Also,
like
you
I
were
said,
just told to just take 2 extra units and enjoy the pretzel.
I can't take units. Metformin.
Oh, sorry, Canadian Vapor.
She
I
can do
tried.
that. Lady Liberty can do that. I can't, because I got the stupid pill popping thing. I got to take a pill twice a day. Yeah. So I can't have that option. It'd be nice though, but then my A1C would be high next time I went in, which I'm doing this week. A1C. Go. Yeah.
Tim, you're so old, man. I just like saying that because I can, because you're older than me. It's great.
Yeah, yeah, it's fun, isn't it?
It is fun. It is fun. Lots
Is
of
that
times
is that
I'm
why
like the
is that why
oldest
you pick
person.
on Sif? Is that why you pick on Sifu?
Yeah, well, now I get to pick on Sifu, and I can also pick on Steve. The only person that's younger than me is Clown, and we're born in the same decade. So like, he can't pick, too much fun. Like you're born in a different decade than me, man. Like that's I don't even understand how I understand what you're saying. All your like old school slang. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, at least I understand the Canadian slang because I grew up so close to the border. Because I've heard things you said before, and other people in chat are like, "What's he talking about?" And I go, "I understood that. Why don't you?" Sugar pie came out. It's like everybody's like, "What's sugar pie?" I'm like, "You haven't had sugar pie."
That's right, Cassie.
Well, that's one of those AP ones. You got one of the AP ones.
Oh yeah, I did.
Nice.
And you know what's crazy about this water bottle? I've had this thing for I don't know quite a while, and like look at how it's still in like fucking great shape, dude. I've taken it to work with me a bunch. There's like no scuffing. The bottom now is like this was a sticker, but now he's like doing it so like it's not a sticker anymore. So like that little wear mark that's like right here, it wouldn't be that way anymore. And I bet you that now probably fits inside the actual bottom part a lot better.
Is he now powder coating actually the signature on there too?
Yeah, so he's actually like, yeah, he's powder coating the signature on there. So, uh, I don't know. I highly recommend it. It's not a Yeti. I know that lots of people have like a hard on for Yetis, but like this is like I think this is like a Walmart one. And it works real good. It keeps my stuff real cold. It'll keep ice in there for a long time. It's I don't know. Hit up
Yeah.
Palmer's Powders. It's worth it.
Yeah,
And he's a really nice guy, so why not
he
support
is.
really nice people?
He is, and some of the already like you guys just get the unicorn just went out to. I saw it last
Yeah,
week on my
dude,
show with my
that was awesome.
interview. Yeah, the unicorn
Yeah.
finally went out. You know, they sent out my unicorn to the wrong person. It's supposed to go here. I wanted the most
Yes.
tenacious unicorn.
Dude, you know what? Honestly, I should probably use the tenacious unicorn I have at some point. I haven't used it in fucking
I've
a
got the
while.
green one over there. I got a green one. I've
That's
used
what
that
I
for a
have.
while.
I have the green one.
I have a green one with the matching ardent cap.
Yeah, me too. Except I don't have a.
I do
Well,
have an
no,
ardent.
it's not true. I do have an ardent. I don't like it at all.
It can be okay if you have to wick it right, but it's not. I don't know. I don't get the flavor I thought I'd get out of it, no matter how well I build it. I can get it close.
Yeah, like I'm not gonna say it's the worst RDA ever because it's
it's
definitely
not the worst, but
But
it is a
I
little
will
bit.
say that it's not something that I ever like to use.
It doesn't have a condensed chamber. I think is the biggest problem. That chamber is wide open.
Yeah, and like I'm not here to shit on Stan. Stan's a great guy. Love
I
the
love
dreamer.
Stan.
Love the heavy hitter. I don't really like the keen, but that's purely on looks. But it's probably definitely his best RDA. That's for sure.
Heavy hitter.
Yeah, dude. That's another thing.
The only one I don't
I've just
have
been
is
getting in this groove, Tim, of like using the same shit all the time, and
Me too.
it depresses me because I have a dumb amount of things.
I've gotten so that because I'm now flavor chasing with all the DIY that I wind up using regulated almost all the time so I can dial in my flavor. And it sucks because I like using my mechs and I haven't been able to.
Yeah, I
'Cause he-
still use Mex a lot, but
If you're dialing in a flavor
Um,
though, sometimes that 5 wattage difference makes a huge difference, 5-10 watts.
no,
Sometimes.
fair enough. No, I can't argue that. I wouldn't argue that. I just, okay. I think this is what it is too. It's like a lot of the times, dude. I just be like, oh, I need a new flavor, and I go to my stock room, and I grab a bottle of my liquid. I'll be like, oh, I feel like lemon custard. I'm gonna just go grab a bottle, and I grab it. It's like, oh, I feel like having some PBCC, and I just go grab it, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I got into some of my I had a few bottles of a couple of liquids made out to send out, and I got to remake them because I got into them. They were steeping since October, and I found out some of them are delightful after they've been steeping a few months. But yeah,
That is one of those pleasant surprises when you're like, oh, I forgot I even had this.
It really is. Now, I hope everybody here's had a good time here. Let's see, what time is it? We've only
It's
been going about
6:06.
we've been going about an hour. I don't want to go too long for you, Overdrip. Looks like Addy didn't make it here in time, but that's okay. He's probably dealing with the CASA stuff. Please join CASA, by the way. And if you can, send in your story to your politicians, because you do get a list of politicians, even if there's no call to action up. Because if you get to them ahead of time, you start convincing them a little when it's not on the wire, they're more likely to pay attention to you. So go tell your stories and let them know how much it's changed your life and the ones you love. Yeah, the island cake. See, we went through so much of that sugarloaf pineapple because of that island cake. You have no idea. It's delicious. Simple recipe, fairly simple, but just so good. No, I actually had a good night tonight. I wasn't sure how this one would turn out. I'm actually pretty impressed with it. I'm not even sure at this point what I would change, except for maybe dialing in those flavors that are already there a little bit more after steep and see where they're at. Swaggy, thank you for that milk. I don't think I could have pulled it off without it. I know I would have got a weird note off of milk, because like Overdrip was just saying, those milks usually have some kind of off-putting note for the fresh milks. The dairy milks I've tried, just no.
Yeah, they're just a little bit. There's a little bit of funk. A little bit of funk.
Yeah, it's almost like they over pasteurized it or something weird. Like you use some kind of
like the only way that, like I said, the only way I can describe it is it's like it's created as opposed to natural. You know, like there's like chemical e-ness. I don't know.
Yeah, tea and lemonade season. Yeah, she's actually. I'm gonna have to get some more of that. The Chris Citrus tea. I mean, not Chris Citrus tea. What is it? Citrus tea. Can't think of which one it is. Oh, the green
What,
tea.
the
Citrus green tea. No, Swaggy citrus green tea. She's found that she loves that flavor mixed with different things, and now I kind of have to get a big bottle of that apparently, because she's been going through that.
I always
really
like
fast.
the Flavor West. I think it's like Flavor West iced tea.
Is
You
that
have
the
to mix
sweet
it pretty
tea?
high, but
Is that
no,
the
I
sweet
think
tea
it's
one?
called Flavor West iced tea. I can't remember. I'd have to check my stash, but it's
Yeah,
a Flavor West tea, whatever the Flavor West tea is.
Yeah, I
think
hope
it's
that
iced
Swaggy
tea.
is spend time with his wife. That'd be even better. I know he was in chat with CASA earlier. I don't know if they're still going long too. That's possible, because the tiramisu cheesecake is. I might have to make my own if she stole that battle and doesn't let me try it. That was good. If that steeps out anywhere near where it is right now, that's mine. I want it. I might make a lot of that. I should have got a bigger thing of tiramisu. I only got the small one, and now I wish it was a big bottle. I should have listened to Net Reality. Although usually he tells me to buy everything in bulk, so I'd have like $100,000 worth of liquid sitting in my room.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that though.
No, there's not. It's already getting kind of expensive as it is, but that's okay. It's fun.
Well, this is the one thing, right?
Yep.
This is the one way that I always try to describe it to people. Because people are like, oh, well, what happens if I keep on buying flavorings? I'm like, well, guess what? Here's the deal. If you didn't have any flavorings, you'd have to buy liquid. Okay? So if every month, for example, you place an order, okay, and you spend $150 on concentrates, guess what? You're still saving money.
Yep.
Because most people will go through at least a bottle, a 60 ml a week.
Yep.
Right. So most
Sometimes
shops
100.
is going to be at least $20 a week. So that means that you're still going to be ultimately saving money after you get to a certain point. If you go on forever and you spend $150 for every month for a year, okay, sure, yeah, then you're going to spend more money. But like, most people, you know, once you have 100 flavors, if you like buy the right flavorings, And I mean, shoot, flavorings aren't that expensive. Like if you spend $20, $30 a week, and then just put it all away, whatever, like you're ultimately gonna save money, and you have to be more creative and have fun.
Something leaked in here. They're all
A lot of people are hobbyist vapors, and like they buy new gear just because they want to see, even if they enjoy what they have. That's just what happens. Yeah, Dave Lloyd, I vape easy 120 mils a week too.
Yeah.
I would think I would safely say that I vape 30 mils a day. So I would vape more than 120 mils.
Depends on how much I love my flavors. Which, by the way, you buying them at the shop. I found sometimes I can buy a flavor at a shop, and that 60 mil might last me 3 weeks by the time I get through it because I just don't like it. But
Yeah, but you feel like guilty about like throwing it away or something.
you don't want to throw it away. It's like, no, I'm gonna vape through
It's
this.
like, I
and by the
spent
time
money on this. No.
Yeah, exactly. And then by the time you're done with it, you're like, never getting that again, and never. And we found that the assistant manager was pretty good about picking liquids that we'd like. The manager, on the other hand, had a knack for picking those ones that oh, that's great. It's great. No. Do you remember that boba tea one that was out forever? That's one of the ones he recommended.
Oh yeah, you know who?
Oh, I couldn't stand that boba
I know what
tea.
you're
That was
talking about
terrible.
too. I just can't
It was
remember what it's
terrible.
called.
Just
But
couldn't do it.
I remember. I think it was AJ Holland used to vape one of those, that company, and it was like a boba tea. I think they had like a couple different flavors.
Yeah, they had a few. Yeah.
There was like something boba or this boba or whatever.
Yeah, and some people
And
loved
yeah,
it.
he was like vaping it for a while, and I was like,
Some-
dude, I don't understand how you're vaping that.
Some people loved it. I was not a fan. I did not like it. But then again, I'd never had a boba tea either, so I didn't know what I was expecting. So I don't know if it might be authentic, but that doesn't mean I like it.
Yeah, I don't.
That's
I don't
about
think that I think I've had one boba tea in my life, and I was like, this is too weird. I don't like having to use this huge straw to suck up chunks of things into my mouth. Like that doesn't make sense to me. I also don't like heavy pulp orange juice.
So you Wonder Flavors orange juice straight up, you'd probably like. If you want a little pulp in it, add a little bit of VSO bitters to that. Perfect.
No, but for me, it's not the flavor. It's the drinking it and then having the shit floating in my mouth.
Oh, I get that. That could. Oh no.
That's what I like. You know how you can get like Tropicana home style?
Yep. The one where it
That
leaves
is
it.
something I never get.
You drink it, and then afterwards, it feels like you have the rind just in your mouth.
Yeah,
That's
there's
it.
like little chunks that get stuck in like the crevices of your teeth and like your gums and stuff. It's just that's the part that I'm like, no, I can't do that part.
Yeah. Muscat perfume. Yeah. See, there's flavors out there. It's like, and when I'm talking subjective, like lambus bread, I'm sure plenty of people don't mind that note. Lumi and I don't like it, obviously. And unfortunately, once I vape that for a while, I'm kind of ruined on other flavors that have that note in them. Like a lot of the bakeries from Flavor have it in them, which sucks because I usually like those flavors. But if I've had the lambus bread recently, I can't do it.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like got a weird salty flavor that tastes kind of like, according to Lady Liberty and Lumi, tastes like something, and I can say it tastes bad to me. That's all I can say. Tastes like tastes like wet dreams to them. So yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, no, not cool. No.
That's undesirable, I think, for
Undesirable, yes. Yeah. And it's always here on the desk because of the charity streams, because we always get roped into doing it as part of our challenges with people who put money into the charity, which is always fun to gag for someone to have money, but it's worthwhile cause. But at the same time, you.
Yeah, no. Like I would find a new flavor, I think, that I didn't like as a part of a charity stream.
See, I didn't mind the cheese flavor for the charity stream with the Misfits. I didn't mind that cheese flavor. It was Lady Liberty didn't like it because apparently she was way down to the other end of the house by the bunny's room, and she could smell it from over there and started swearing while I was on the live because it was that bad.
It's like, stop vaping.
What is that? What is that smell?
Now.
And she started swearing and cursing. Like, You realize I'm alive. I don't care. That stinks. No, Swaggy's flavors, I can't say anything bad about Swaggy's flavors. The natural flavor extracts, I mean, what better way is there to go? Is it always 100% the whole flavor? Not always. But has it got a flavor usually that something else is always missing? Almost 100%. Yeah. I can't believe it took you guys that long to get Clown to try it, and you guys had to help him out to make sure he tried those.
What's that? VSOs?
Yeah, he was stubborn on
Yeah,
that
it
one, wasn't
literally
he?
took Sifu and I paying for it. We just,
Yeah.
Sifu was like, "Yo, I'm gonna order these for Clown." I'm like, "Tell me what it is. I'll split it with you."
Yep. It's like it took that long for you guys to get him to try them. And he tried them. He's like, "Oh, these are good." Well, no shit. We've been telling you right along.
Yeah. Well, all the ones that I've tried, I've enjoyed. I just, like I said, I'm gonna have to eventually get off the pot. But like, when I ordered, there was like no bakery flavors, and you know me, like I'm way more of a bakery guy than a fruit guy.
And again,
And I think that I have, like-
24% off of the AFL and get your citrus tea. It released this week. Citrus soda.
No,
Citrus
I
soda.
actually don't have the Skrill this week to place an order, but like
I get
if
it.
I start thinking about it, then that will allow me to have the ability. So I said, like, if I can plan to like buy something, you know, at the end of next month, then when I go down in June, then it'll be there.
Are you going down to Will's?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go down to Will's for like the weekend or something like that.
That's awesome.
The laws are a lot more chill now than with the last time I went down, so it shouldn't be as much of a hassle to come back.
Yeah, I heard you guys had a heck of a time coming back.
Yeah, it was not great. Yeah, I have like 20 something VSO flavors, and everyone's fruit. The only one that's not is one of the one shots, which is apple fritter.
I'm lost on this whole Swaggy comment, and I'm afraid to even acknowledge it. Never tried jizz, but it tastes like lembas bread. I have no idea why girls spit. Okay.
I don't know what lembas bread is, but
Swaggy, I gotta give you credit. You've been coming out with some good one-liners lately too, and that one isn't even a one-liner. It's just okay.
yeah, I
No,
don't want
I
to try
d-
this lembas bread at all.
But you know, that's just it. Addie likes it. A lot of people like that flavor. It just has that weird note to me. It's a salty grossness to me. Don't know
What
if
is
it's
the
authentic.
actual flavor, though?
Michelle Lynn was there the first time I ever tried it on that stream, and Michelle Lynn was trying to talk me into going out and testing on the corners to make sure it was authentic.
But what is it?
Lembas
what is
bread
it
is
actually supposed
like
to
the elven bread, like what they had in the Lord of the Rings, climb up the mountain, Mount Doom.
Okay.
That's lembas bread. The elven like flatbread stuff is what it's supposed
So
to
it's
be.
like unleavened bread.
Unleavened bread, yeah. But it has got a weird. I can't say that's what it is, but I can tell you it's not tasty to me. So
Fair.
yeah, she said I can't be that bad. Tried it and went and threw up on that first live because she was laughing at me. Said it can't be that bad. She vaped it and went and threw up. So, and she said it was authentic. So I'll take her word for it.
Yeah, I don't really want to try it. Now I've tried bad flavors. I actually remember when I was
But
at
that's just.
NBE in 2019.
But a lot
I
of
was,
people
on
like
the
it.
Fucking the
lot
bad
of-
flavor train thing with Zamplebox, like in their video that they made at NBE, and I was like vaping something, and it was supposed to be like mozzarella cheese, I think.
See, like,
or like
Swaggy gets like a
something.
citrus muffin out of it, and that's what most people get is like a muffin flavor out of it. I don't get a muffin flavor out of that particular flavor. I don't know if I'm just sensitive to certain chemicals in it. What I don't know, but it's not. But that's just it. Flavor
There
is
you go. See, that
subjective.
sounds like
Don't
actually
don't
fun.
think
Sounds
don't
alright.
think of it. Don't think of it as you'll get the same note as I do because I think it's more rare to have that weird note like Lumi and I get and she got than it is for the average person. And she would be probably on the same flavor profile as me is because you know, we eat the same foods on a regular basis, so we're going to have a similar taste for foods. So maybe that's where it comes from. Can't say it's a bad flavor. I feel bad for flavor to say that about Flavora because that's their flavor, and I like their flavors. But that one there, I just can't get along with, and I feel bad about that. But it's just the way it is.
Listen, some of these flavor houses have so many flavors that not everyone's gonna like everyone.
Oh, look at that! I put it in chat earlier. The chocolate donut I made, that's all Flavora, and it was tasty. I was surprised that I liked it as much as I did. So, I still use a lot of my flavors on a constant basis. It's
I
still
do
from
as
that
well,
same
but they're
pack.
expensive.
Yeah, but I still have that pack. They're all little sample bottles, but man, they last forever.
Oh yeah, for sure, no doubt.
Flavora is concentrated, super concentrated, most of them.
Yeah, the one problem for me though is a lot of the places that I buy from, like the smallest amount you can get is a 30.
Yep.
Some of them they have like a 10, but like honestly, man, 10's just maybe a 10's worth it for something that you're really iffy on, but at that point, why are you buying it if you're that iffy on it? You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like my thought process.
I grabbed the 3 Flavoras closest to me, and 2 of them are tobaccos. I've got a total of 4 tobaccos, and 2 of the ones I grabbed were tobacco. So, mint candy.
I don't have a single one.
Actually, the Flavora Blackberry, I used that recently. That's actually a good one. It gives you a different note than Swaggies. Like
the Flavora vanilla pudding is probably one of my favorite concentrates. Period.
The which one?
Flavora vanilla pudding.
Oh yeah, vanilla. The vanilla pudding's very good. I use that a lot.
Fantastic. Like
I
absolutely.
actually reordered some of that one, and that's unusual. I haven't reordered much of the Flavora.
Their caramel is also really good. I like their caramel a lot.
I had their smoked butterscotch, and I just ordered their caramel, and I got it. I had caramel was in that first box too. I used it all, and I had to order more. Is what it was. Caramel is actually kind of addictive. The butterscotch is too, and if you use a combination, we talked about this on mixing it up before. Caramels and butterscotches really bump each other really well, and whatever you have a little bit more of is what takes on the flavor characteristic of, even though they can have both in it, and just flip them a little bit.
Yeah, I often use flavor art butterscotch, and I'll use like the caramel from Flavora.
And when you get a chance to get the, if you do order VSO, you want to get the dulce de leche. Nice, like a caramelized milk. Oh, it's really good.
Oh no, dude, I fully intend on buying a bunch, like a bunch. Some of the stuff, like I don't do like botanicals really, or like liquor. Like that's not me. I don't like mixing them because I don't like tasting them. But bakeries, basically any kind of bakery / confectionery, like I'm in. 100% in.
You can tell the air is not moving in here like it usually is. I'm gonna turn a fan on next time, a different fan, because either that or I've been vaping more than usual, maybe, or this is throwing off more vape. I did just put a brand new Duchess coil in here, so.
Well, that could be it. This room that I'm in is pretty big, so it always seems to like do pretty well.
This one is too,
the
but
vape.
this one is too, but it's for some reason, no, the whole room's full. So I've been vaping a little bit more.
Yeah, like I'm sure that there's definitely a good amount. This room's like 13 by 13.
I'm glad there's the little drops between the doorways, so that it keeps it from going so much in the other room and hitting smoke detectors and crap like that. So that's good.
Yeah,
the
ceiling is in
smoke
here
butterscotch,
like 10 feet
yeah.
too. But you know what? I guess like vape kind of sits on the floor, so.
Thank you, Dave, and hope Neon actually got that flavor she liked. That if you get a chance to try it, if you can get the flavors for that, I think you'd be pretty happy with that. That actually does. It doesn't taste like the Fruit Loops, which ironically is what the Fruit Ring Circles is supposed to be for. That's actually a note. If you look at the notes on Fruit Circles and Silverline Cap, it actually has notes in there. It tastes more like Fruity Pebbles, so that's why I went with that flavor. And then I backed it with a little bit more cereal to get a little more of that crunch factor. And then, of course, VSO milk, because I couldn't think of a better milk to pair it with. And I'm happy with it. And just add a little touch of
Bob, I
sweetener
agree.
because that's cereal.
Flavor boysenberry is fire. Sorry, go ahead, Tim. Sorry.
Oh no, the boysenberry is what I put in Raspboys lemonade. Swaggy's lemonade with it's over there, I think. We've went through a lot of that. Was the boysenberry? Was actually it's a raspberry boysenberry one.
Oh, that's from Wonder Flavors.
Wonder Flavors, not the Flavor one. That's
Yeah,
right,
the
it's a Wonder
Flavor
Flavor.
one's really good for just like a boysenberry, but I do think that the Flavor or the Wonder Flavors raspberry boysenberry is fantastic. I actually like putting them together.
It's like the boysenberry, Swaggy's boysenberry, the VSO boysenberry, is my preferred backing. I know that some people go with the, well, sometimes use the black currant or something like that. These different backers for like the dark berries. Boysenberry is my go-to. It gives that it's that juiciness. I just love it. Like if I'm doing a blackberry or blueberry, I gotta have that in there. So it's, yeah. And if it's a red berry, I actually have found that the apricot works really well. His apricot gets a nice bright flavor. The newest Wonder Flavors apricot, the Amardine or whatever,
Oh, I don't
that
know.
actually gives it like a more of a ripe flavor. It's a brand new pack that just came out.
Oh,
That gives it a nice ripened flavor, right at their crisp peak of ripeness, right as they're starting to almost go bad, but they're right at their peak. That's where that tastes like, and they'll give you that flavor for all your berries, all your red berries. It's actually really nice. That's a Fresh 03 trick. Thank you, Fresh. I didn't have raspberry syrup once. He said, try some apricot. It's like, oh, I like this. And ever since, I can't stop. So you'll see that in
dude,
a lot
I
of my
need the
recipes.
raspberry syrup from SSA. Is that what you're talking about?
Yep.
Yeah, see, I still
But if you
need
use
that,
it,
man.
but if you use the apricot instead of it, it's pretty damn good. I think I have the raspberry syrup now, and I like the apricot better.
Like what, just regular VSO apricot?
VSO apricot works, or actually most apricots, as long as it tastes like an actual apricot. It just gives you that like bump of the inside flavor. Like I said, the new Armandine or whatever, that actually has a nice peak ripeness, as opposed to like Swaggy's using that real nice bright flavor. Swaggy's is perfect for like if you're making a juice or something like that. You want like a juice or a bright fresh berry flavor. You're gonna crisp berry. You're gonna eat. Perfect. But the other one gives it a little more ripe. So if you try and turn it toward almost a jammy flavor, or in like a bakery, kind of gives you a little more of that with that flavor. And just I'm learning to bend the flavors better. Been doing a lot of that lately.
As long as you got the right things to do it, you can do it a lot of the times.
Oh, that's good to hear, Neon. She was out where the fires were out New Mexico way.
Dude,
So
there's
having
fires in
80%.
so many different places. That's I've read that and I'm like, I have no idea what that is, but that's good. 80%
Yeah.
contained sounds pretty solid to me.
It does. They were having evacuations, some voluntary, some mandatory in that area. That's never good. Not knowing if your house is going to get burned up at any point in time, that's not a fun. Plus, remember a few years ago where they had that come across and I think it hit you too. Weren't the fires in Canada that the smoke like hit us all when it came through?
I think that there was like maybe, but I think that was like out west.
Yeah,
and I
and
think
it
that,
came,
like,
came out
out-
this way, and we could still smell it in the air sometimes.
Yeah, there was like, or there might have been fires in like northern Ontario, and it kind of came down to us, but kind of like where I live now. Like I've never.
Like
I've
we
never
could,
even-
we could literally tasted
I've
like
really heard about
soot when you went outside. You could have crusty nose and everything from it. It was pretty bad all the way over here, nor near where the fires were.
Like this is the one thing that I'll take as like a win, right? Is that although I live in a part of Canada where it still gets cold, it doesn't get as cold, it doesn't get as snowy, and then there's not those extremes. Like there's not, forest fires. There's not like dumps of like 4 or 5 feet of snow, or really extended periods where it's like so cold that you have to like plug
can-
your car in or whatever, like none of
You're at that
stuff.
spot because you're high enough that you're not getting hit by like the Adirondacks where I lived. We would get those 5-foot dumps because they come right off the lakes and dump right there.
Yeah,
You're
see,
up
I'm
high
on the
enough that
right
it kind
side
of go.
the lake, right?
Yeah, you're on the right
I'm
side of the
north
lake.
of the lake. It's
Yeah.
not okay. So there's
When we
not the
get
same lake
those
effect
northern
smell.
when we get
There's not
those
the same lake effect
northern
smell.
winds coming down, those northern winds that come down, and we just get hammered.
Yeah, because
Eh,
if you live in southwestern Ontario, you get a lot of that because you're a lot closer to like all of those big lakes. It's not just like, where you lived or like people that live in Buffalo or whatever. They're on the south side of Lake Ontario, where I'm north of it. Like I'm like 30 minutes north of Lake Ontario.
Yep. Yeah, you weren't far from me. I could have gotten to your house within an hour and a half, 2 hours, probably when I was growing up.
If we could fly, it'd be very simple. If driving is more difficult because no matter what you do, you have to go
I mean,
around the
how
lake.
far are you from Watertown? Because I was only a half hour from Watertown.
Okay, I don't know. I've never driven to Watertown.
Okay.
I would say that I probably would be 2.5 hours
Yeah.
because I'd have to drive from where I live all the way across the north end of the lake and then cross at like Thousand Islands. I think
Oh, so you're
I've
on the
never
west
crossed
side
the
of the
border
lake?
that way.
Are you on the west side of the lake?
No, I'm like north.
Oh, because
I'm north of Lake Ontario, but I'm probably like
well,
halfway through.
Watertown's just below Thousand Islands, so that's where that is at.
Okay, so then if you cross that Thousand Islands, then yeah, like I probably like 2 hours, probably 2 hours. I feel like
Yep.
to get to Thousand Islands, it takes me like 3 hours to drive to Montreal. So I'd have to think that me driving to Montreal would be further east than I would have to go by going east and then south.
Oh man, that's
so
awesome. Oh man, that's awesome. No, thank you guys tonight. Gonna let Overdrip tell you where you can find him because he's actually getting a little bit. He's here, there, he's everywhere, and I think I've pretty much been everywhere you are at one point in time or another myself to visit you. So, with that said, yeah, we'll go ahead and close this up and let you guys go about your weekend. What time is it right now? Yeah, I'll be back.
6:33.
I'll be back on at 9 o'clock with a game stream. So if anyone's interested in that, yeah. Like we said,
Oh, break out the box of mashed potatoes, Cassie.
Thanks a lot. Yeah. So that said, yeah. Overdrip, where can they find you? Where do you hang out? What do you do?
Okay, well, I won't give you all those details because that's a
no,
lot.
we're having ramen and ham.
What are you guys gonna have?
Ramen and ham.
Ramen and ham. All right. I'm not gonna judge you on that at all. I'm having a pizza and it's gonna be fantastic. That's one thing I know. But as where you can find me, if you guys want, you can check me out on Friday nights on the Green Room. It's on Frank Shanklin Vapors YouTube channel. You can check out shutdownpodcast.com because me and James and Sean do a podcast. It's not really vape related at all. Like we do vape because that's what we do as people. But a lot of it just has to do with just like regular things. There is a certain level of cannabis that is involved in that show as well. So feel free to check that out. You can just check that at shutdownpodcast.com. You can actually listen to it there, or you can just go on like iTunes or whatever, Spotify. You can find it. So feel free to listen to that. If you want to check me out with Sifu, Steve, and Clown on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for Mixing It Up. It's on KBTV's YouTube channel. And then, lastly, if you guys want to try out any of my liquids, feel free to do that. All you got to do is just go to UncleChrisTestingHouse.com and you can use the code Mixing It Up, all one word, or Shed Time. Both of them are all lowercase. It's the same amount of discount. But if you want to, feel free to do that. And I think that's it. So I will say, everybody be safe. Have a good week. Tim.
Yeah. And I have been at every one of those shows. That's awesome. No, thank you for inviting me. So, yeah. Like I said, 9 o'clock tonight, we'll do a gaming stream again. We'll do a little bit of Quiplash or whatever else we want to play, what everybody is interested in. And then tomorrow, yes, there is a show with Frank. I had to think about it for a minute because some shows have been canceled for tomorrow because it's Easter Sunday. Happy Easter, everybody.
Well, that's true. It is.
So tomorrow I'll should be joining Tam and Frank for the Super Sunday show at 11 a.m. Eastern. And then we'll see whether or not Tam's up to another show tomorrow night, or if Zippy's up to it for another Mixing Helping Mixers, because I was able to conjure one up last week out of thin air. It was kind of fun, talk him into it. I don't know. I love mixing. It's actually kind of a calming experience for me. It keeps me busy. And yes, use code AAFL until midnight. Get 24% off VSO flavors. And get the new Crisp Sister soda, which I have loved since the day I tried it, and I was hoping it'd come out a long time ago for you guys. It's a great soda. In fact, in the soda stream, it's really good too. I didn't want to use any more. I only made one because sample bottle don't last long in a soda stream. I'll let you know. But it's really good. Yeah. So, and remember, that is another option for your VSO flavors. You can, and a lot of vape flavors. Use them in your soda stream. And your vodka. Tastes good. So, that said, you guys have a great night. I will talk to you all soon. I'm sure I'll see many of you in chats, upcoming chats very soon. And listen to a little bit of Adam Polazik on the way out. A little abracadabra, because that's what we do when we mix. We're just kind of creating something. I can't think of a better theme song. I was going to use something else and go, no. Abracadabra. Perfect. Because that's what it feels like. You're creating magic out of nothing. So have a great night, guys. Love you all. Thank you, fam. Bye.
Abracadabra. Abracadabra. I heat up, I can't cool down. You got me spinning around and round, round and round, and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. Every time you call my name, I heat up like a burning flame, full of desire. Kiss me, baby, let the flames get higher. Abracadabra. I wanna reach out and grab ya.